Love beer and magic? Want to have a few and still make those big brain plays? Now you can. Athletic Brewing offers high-quality, non-alcoholic craft beers. From IPAs to stouts, they've got you covered. Head over to athleticbrewing.com and use code BTC25 for 25% off your first order. Hello and welcome to Brew Tapcast. I am Tap here for another Zendikar Rising Festival. So this is the second of the festivals that Magic is putting on for Zendikar Rising. This is Cascade Singleton. So they've done these kind of events in the past. I think they're a lot of fun. The ban list is similar to Standard, except it adds in some things that make it sort of wet blanketed by not being able to cast those things exiled with the Cascade trigger. So just like before in our last event, we have one of these emotes, but then we also have these sweet alternate art styles for Zendikar Rising. I really, really like these. So, I don't know. I think they're beautiful. So, I think that's half the reason to play this event. Anyways, it's 2,500 gems, so that's pretty cheap. Or sorry, 2,500 gold, 500 gems, so pretty cheap, affordable. You do have to bring your own deck. That was one thing that was better about last week's, is you could just have one of the pre-con decks, so you got to play with new cards in the set. But chances are you have a lot of these cards in a singular amount. So, it's pretty easy in that case. You just need one copy, and you can't have any more than that. So I always like to play burn in these events because generally you can cascade into a lot of damage going through the whole thing. So this is a big red burn, or a little bit of a big red thing. So generally I like to play more just direct burn, but this, with the what's in the format right now, it's not as easy to do that. So as you can see, we're kind of loaded at 2 and 3, a little bit of 1. Just because we want to, whenever we cast something up here, we always want to have a secondary thing to hit going down. So we're big red, so basically that means we're going to have stuff like Fire Emancipation, Torbrand, just to sort of, really push out that damage that we have. But we also have a fair bit of instants and sorceries, so it's not direct burn, but we're kind of tilted a little bit into that, and that's because we want things to do extra damage, those sorts of things. So we have all your standard burn spells. I don't think we really need to go into anything. You have a little bit of reach with the Weaponize. You have Fling and Kazul's Fury for a little bit of reach as well, paired with Song Mad Treachery, which you can cascade into. Maybe the maybe the Kazul's Fury or Fling, so you have a couple chances to do that. Not necessarily going to hit every time, but it's always nice to have that, or you can have it in your hand. We also have a little bit of synergy with the Shadow Skull Charger, because you can cast this without kicker. You can sort of just have virtual card advantage by playing this out, cascading into something lower repeatedly. So it's something nice in that regard. So that's about it. You get some pretty big hitters that'll cast anything in your deck, but really it's just trying to get some damage out, remove some blockers, and then just mash face with whether it's creatures or burn spells. So that's the kind of deck I'm looking forward to play with this. We'll see how it goes. So I think with all that said, let's get into those games. All right, Marine Raider is our opponent. Marine Raider. We go first. Royal Eruption and Bone Crusher Giant are pretty nice things we can cast most of our hands, so we'll be able to put out a pretty good board presence and destroy a considerable amount of things. So pretty happy with the starting hand we have here. So let's see what Marine Raider does as their choice of colors. Got that beautiful Zendikar Rising magic symbol there. All right, got some green coming out. Looks like might be some mono green shenaniganery again. Going to go ahead and probably stomp here. Chances are we could hit like a shock to kill the thing that's gonna come up from hitting that. Yep, there's the shock. Go ahead and shock the 2 or the 1/1. Wipe the board. Gets rid of any Love Struck synergy stuff there. Although they could be casting it this turn, the Heart's Desire sort of thing. Nothing for their turn 2. Let's go ahead and get our Giant out. Get ourselves a 2-drop. Hopefully it's a creature. That's a creature. Pushing board presence pretty nicely. Pass the turn to our opponent. See what we got here. So we can Slang Fire, we can Annex, we can do a considerable amount of things. All right, well, that's going to get an immediate kill. All right, so we will definitely be royally erupting on the Scute Swarm. Doesn't feel like I want to have that going on here. So, I think we'll actually keep the Royal Eruption. Let's go ahead and kill the Scute Swarm immediately. Gonna go to Scorching Dragonfire. Gonna cast that on the edge wall. So clearing the board. Gonna get a Scry. From the Faithful End. Goblin Wizardry. Nah, I'm not really ready for that yet. Let's go ahead and swing in for 6. Pass the turn. Looking for a land off the top. It'd be nice to get this Everquill Phoenix. Although we can mutate onto the Giant if we wanted to. That'll get him in the air. I think I'd rather actually put it on the Celebrant. That'll upgrade the damage there. So that's probably what we'll end up doing. Lotus Cobra. Interesting they didn't play it first. So we can Royal Eruption, kill the Lotus Cobra next turn, and see what else we want to do here. There's our land. So we theoretically could do the Everquill, but I think we're not going to do that. I think we're going to go ahead and Royal Eruption that Phoenix, or the Cobra. I don't want them going too big too fast. Going to get an Arsonist. Happily slap that on the board. And then swing in there for 6. Opponent is going to probably block. Okay. Not going to ramp too hard. I say we just get this Bad Larry out now. No reason not to. Have the mana for it. So there we go. Have a pretty good board state. They may bring something large out, like a Gargaroth. So what we can do here is... probably... so we can't Song Mad Treachery. It would be nice if we could Song Mad and then sack the Gargaroth. Although that would just be lethal next turn anyway. So I think what we're going to do is mutate maybe onto the the Arsonist here because it's a little bit more damage in the air. It does have So because we're mutating, I think we'll go ahead and do this. So this is 2 damage to our creature opponent. Controls. So I think we're just going to fling this here. And then we'll go ahead and swing. Gonna block there. They're gonna get their trigger. Maybe they'll gain life. Who knows? We're putting a serious amount of pressure here. I think we'll actually end up playing the Song Mad Treachery here as a land. We want to make sure that we can cast big things as we go through. All right, so we're gonna ping them for 1. Take action. Let's go ahead and play this out. Even though we have the sack on the board, it's quite a lot of issues for us to be able to deal with that sort of thing, or have that mana. So, feeling pretty okay right now. All right, gonna mutate the Sterix, or are they just casting it? I can't tell. Looks like they're just casting it. Gonna get a Lovestruck Beast, draw a card. Ooh, that's a nice engine. Definitely a nice engine. Pass the turn. So let's go ahead and play the Annex. That seems pretty good. Go ahead and get a Fireblade Charger. I'm not going to complain about that. And then I think this comes back to the battlefield tapped. So we'll probably do that next turn. They don't have reach with anything, so that's pretty nice. We'll just pass the turn. We'll put a little reminder on our end step, or on their end step to get that. So if they don't play any reach, we have the game, I think. Reach or removal, I should say. They could have instant speed stuff. That's pretty big. Okay, gonna get a Yorvu, which will trigger the Ashaya, which is, again, pretty good synergy for our opponent. We could also just get this back and then sack all the creatures and that sort of thing. So we're looking like we have some pretty good stuff going on. They don't have a whole lot of damage they can put out right now. So I think we're actually doing pretty well here. They're probably going to swing with some... They don't swing at all. Oh, no, they are. Considering it. If not, I think we have them dead on board. They can gain 3 life, so they can go to 10. They still don't have any reach. So let's see what they draw here. They can't sack anything now. We're going to go to our turn. There's a land. So... No reach. Go into combat. We have 7 just with attacking and 2 mana. So 2 mana, that gives us 7 plus 3 is 10. I think we have enough to win here. Unless they have something in their hand that they're not going to use. They're going to use as removal or something like that. So let's go ahead and attack him with this guy. All right, so there's the ram through that we were sort of expecting they had something, but that does keep them at 7 life, which is pretty good. So, they're going to hit us. We're going to get some triggers there. So I think what we do is we're going to go ahead and Slaying Fire to the face, and then we have 3. So we do still have enough damage, I think. So let's go ahead and point it at face. Oh no, wait a minute, hold on. They all have the ability to cast as lands. Yikes, okay. Alright, well that's not really gonna... Hell yeah, well, that'll do it. That seems pretty good. So they can still go to 10. So we can do... Yeah, we're still able to do it, because they can go to 6, and we can do 6. So I think that's good game. All right, cool. Got there against Mono Green. That deck went off too. I think if we were too slow, or if a little bit slower, we wouldn't have made that. So that was a good game. Opponent is Gonzi, or maybe it's Gonzi. Opponent goes first. I think we'll keep this. We can go right onto that. It's not a huge power upgrade, but it's okay. And I'm fine with not having any 1-drops because 1-drops don't do anything for us. Go ahead and play this as a land right now. Or maybe not. Already got 4 lands. I think we'll take the risk of the inefficiency going on here. I mean, maybe that's not correct, but we'll see. Didn't play a creature. Unfortunate. Alright, that's a creature we could play. I think we'll try to play this guy. Womp womp. Get ourselves a 3-2 and pass. 4 lands for our opponent. Questing Beast. Gonna go get them a card they're not gonna play, because you don't need Hexproof and Indestructible, and all you got is that shenanigans. Alright, so at least we can kill that next turn. Gonna no-block that bad Larry. So Simic, probably doing some Simic rampy business going on here. I think we'll just go ahead and Thundering Rebuke that bad Larry right there. Gonna get Weaponize Monsters. Happily keep that right now. Tack in for 3. Play the Careless Celebrant and pass the turn. Castle Embereth is our draw. We're going to attempt to mutate onto the Celebrant. We're going to get the trigger. Still going to have a counterspell. At least we'll get the trigger, get a 4-power thing. Okay, so Great Shark's going to come out. Gonna get a Fierce Empath, which is gonna search them up a big old beastie boy from our deck. And that big old beastie boy is a Kogla. I have a feeling we are not going to do very well here. Slaying Fire. Gonna kill the Great Shark. Oh, I didn't that was a oopsie on my fault. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go for it. They can cast the Kogla next turn with a land drop. That's a little bit unfortunate. Don't have the double mana to sack it in response to the fight either, so can't really get a whole lot of fun stuff going there. I'm gonna pass the turn. Interesting. I'm gonna go swinging in for damage. And the turn that way. Want to keep... I feel like they're just holding up a counterspell, so hopefully they'll play Kogla. They get no advantage there. Okay, Shark Typhoon is fine. They won't get any fun with that guy, so we'll just kill that thing. Unless it's a 4-4. Oh, it's a 4-4. Oh. Oh, Nelly. Gonna go to our turn. Gonna play a land. The Incinerator's gonna kill that if it fights. They don't have a non-creature. Go ahead and get it out. And get ourselves Fireblade Charger. So many other things we could have hit with that. That's literally one of the most expensive. It is the top. We have no other things more expensive. All right, so here comes Kogla, probably to kill the Incinerator, if I had to guess. Unless they have some sort of bounce, that'll give them a Shark. Plays a land for their turn. Man, I wish we could cast this right now in response to that fight. All right, Kogla is going to trigger. They're going to get a Primal Might. Not going to cast it. Seems good. Oh, they would have gotten a Shark, but it would have been a 1/1 Shark. Fights. Dies. Ups the Fiend Artisan. Goes to our turn. So Fireblade Charger can get in for 1. We could pump, which wouldn't be really worth it. We can kill 2 things here. Or sack 2 things, I shall say. So we're going to go ahead and cast our 3-drop. Try to get something good. Shock seems good. Shock to the face. Go in for attackies. Sack the Fireblade Boy. Ping our opponent. They go to 3. They go to 1. And we do our final damage with our Weaponize the Monsters. Seems good. Seems good. Big ol' Simic boy. Couldn't handle our little dirtles. Off Foreston. Foreston. Or of Foreston. Alright, we're gonna go first. I think we'll keep this. We're gonna play the song Mad Treachery. I just feel like we're just not getting there as far as just not getting there. You know what I mean? Alright. Maybe we're playing a mirror. Nothing that we can thunderously rebuke. Opponent is going to play a 7 dwarves. Going to get a Weaselback Red Cap. So we're probably gonna get hosed. But we'll see. Gonna get a Fireblade Charger. Yeah, probably going to get hosed by the Spellgorger, or by a removal spell on our opponent's board, unless they're all just 7 dwarves. Or a bunch of 7 dwarves. 7 dwarves. Opponent is going to do the thing that we were talking about in the intro video, and get rid of that Spellgorger weird. Seems pretty delicious. Attacking with a team. We could prevent our damage. This is going back to the hand at the end of the turn, so that's not going to matter. We can Thunderous Rebuke this. I think we're going to keep it. We're just going to take it. We want to make sure that we're able to do some things here. Going to get a... Magmatic Channeler is okay. We can at least soak up some damage. Alright, so now that we know... I mean, they may just keep doing this for some fun, but they may have something better. So they're going to get 7 dwarves. Going to get a shock. Going to shock our face. So the 7 dwarves going 3/3, so now the Thundering Rebuke makes more sense. 4, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and kill that. Seems fine. Probably didn't want to waste the time or anything like that. Alright, let's just go to killing mode. Kill one of the dwarves. We'll take... Oh, weaponize the monsters. Cast our Celebrant. I think we're just going to attack for 4. They can't have that many, like, 7 dwarvesies. Torbrand. Oh, Arsonist. Alright, so those are attacking in for big boy amounts of damage now. Ooh. They're going... They did the low version. Alright, so... We're kind of on the fence, though, because we're probably going to die, so... Why did I feel like... Oh, okay, yeah, that was the right choice. Gotta keep back the Everquill Phoenix. Want to get a fling here. Do I want a fling? I think we kind of have to fling. Oh, it's 1 damage. Gotta shoot face. Alright. Opponent has any kind of pump, we're probably dead. We probably want to let the Arsonist through. They got the big old boy that they're going to attacking with. Pass the blockers. Block the Raging Goblin. Oh my god! Are we gonna die to an Embercleave? We are! Oh, that's funny. That is very funny. Unless they do it wrong. I was gonna say they could do it wrong here. That was a close one, though. That was a very close one. That's a nice low to the ground. That's actually probably a good one to see, because that's the other side of the... We did a big red, you can do a small red, and then have something like that in there. So that seems pretty good. I like that that showcases another build of mono red that's definitely... I guess maybe viable against our deck, but probably not viable. Like, I don't think that deck would do well against the mono green that's pretty rampant, though. So I think the big red's a little bit better of a choice. Opponent is Utamaru. Utamaru. This seems like a nice curve. I will keep this. Cast our Fervent Champion. Get no value from the Maelstrom Nexus emblem. And attack for 1 and pass the turn. Utamaru. Nothing over here. Okay. We'll just play a mountain and pass the turn. Like having this in our pocket. Alright, maybe some Golgari shenanigans. Alright, definitely gonna kill that guy. He can do some crazy stuff. Probably don't want to play that. Makes sense. Seems good. Go to my turn. Play a land. Offer the trade. They don't take it. Go ahead and Scorching Dragonfire. The Lotus Cobra gonna get a happily have a Weaponize the Monsters on board early in the game. And then pass the turn. Next turn, I think we... Do we Phoenix of Ash? And then the following turn... Do that. One is passing? When you consider killing the Fervent Champion. Gonna get Trail of Crumbs. That was pretty good pickup, though. That seems like they could definitely... If this is anywhere near what we've seen in Standard, anywhere, then that's probably pretty good. I think we're going to go like this so we can get the Phoenix back. So, yes, we miss out on a Sure Strike. Yeah, can't cast that, don't have a creature. Ooh, well. Gonna attack it for 2, pass the turn. Opponent. Going to play out the Murderous Rider. Going to spin the wheel, and the wheel gives them a Heartless Act. Seems good. Free Phoenix of Ash kill. That ends up as a escape for 3 other cards. So that's not too hard. Don't have the ability to mutate, which is a little bit unfortunate. Slaying Fire. So we have access to 5 mana. If we cast this for 4 damage, this becomes 2 mana. So I think that means we get a Chandra's Incinerator out. And we get a Thundering Rebuke to kill the Murderous Rider. That feels pretty good. I think. I'm okay with that. I mean, 2 turns early? Yeah, I'm Gucci. Fills the graveyard. Well, that's a little crummy. Not gonna lie. At least they only got a little Schwarmy Boy off of it. A little Shawarma Boy. He has reach, too, doesn't he? He's got reach, so he can't get around it that way. Let's go ahead and escape the Phoenix of Ash. Nope. Do we have any care? We don't want to get rid of the creature. We did. So that's all that matters. Submit 3. Get a Fireblade Charger. Seems good for me. This creature or spell or ability? They're going to have a spell. All right. So we could theoretically attack him with a Phoenix of Ash and kill the Gargaroth. Because they block, it takes... they gain life. They're probably going to gain the life, yeah. So that's going to take 3. We can sack the Charger. So that's just a big boy that we don't really want to have there. Now we can have a flying threat in the air next turn. That's going to be swinging in for 6. That seems pretty good. We fill their graveyard with 2 more, or I guess 1 more card. So we need 1 more to escape. What's our opponent have? Probably removal for the Chandra's Incinerator, if I had to guess. Going to destroy. Well, that's unfortunate, because now they can start gaining life. We have a creature in the graveyard. Oh, they're just going to get rid of the Phoenix of Ash. That's unfortunate. So if we shoot them for 6, I shoot the Gem Razor for 6. It dies. We get a big spell off the top. Yes, please. Tectonic Giant seems delicious. 6 damage to the face. Kill off the Gem Razor. Attack in for 6. With Trample. They can eat the okay. They could have blocked. They could have eaten the food. They could have done things. Gonna take it anyways. Gonna take it. Vitacraves. Vitacraves. I don't know how to say that. Seems fine. Yeah, I can dig this. We can try to, like, Royal Eruption face hit a shock, something like that. Get out the incinerator early, maybe get a Fire Emancipation just to win the game. Yorion! That's a weird deck. That's a weird deck. So hopefully this is going to be an interesting match. Interesting match indeed. Opponent is thinking about what they want to do. Got that sweet Ugin art. Thinking about what they want to do. Still thinking about what they want to do. All right, we go first. So I wonder which is better to play, the Heartfire or the Immolator. I think probably it's just an easy choice for the Careless Celebrant because this can't die, or you have to sack it to get that power. We can also trigger some pretty fun shenanigans in the future. So, Enlightenment Temple, going to scry for our opponent. To the bottom. Always like to see a good bottom scry. Go ahead and get ourselves a Careless Celebrant. Gonna get a Weaponize Monsters. Gotta love that coming off the top. 110%. 110%. Alright, probably gonna play the Shatter Skull Smashing's land, then play the Heartfire Immolator next turn. Opponent's going to play a Skyclave Cleric. Going to get themselves a free opt. Going to opt and opt for the card below the top card that was the top card of their library, I should say. Gonna gain 2 life for our opponent. We draw a mountain. I think we'll probably just play this out anyways. Go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and attack in. They're gonna block. Gonna shoot, and then we'll play the Immolator. So the good thing about the Immolator is we also have the ability to pay 1 to do 2 damage to our opponent, which will help make this less cost. So essentially we can pay 3 mana to get 5. So theoretically next turn we can have the Incinerator. If they have a creature... No, we can hit face with this. We can't hit... never mind. That has to go to a player. So that doesn't go to a player. So we're going to play that. Just attack. Opponent's got something that they could do. Something that they could do. We're just going to attack in with everything we have. They're going to take the damage. And we're just going to pass the turn. We want to save the Royal Eruption. So if Royal Eruption costs 2, it gains us. So it makes this cost... it's 3 damage, so it makes it cost 3. So if we play this next turn, we can shoot face with it, with our land drop, and then Chandra's Incinerator. So that's our plan right now. Interesting. I didn't realize that was a card. I never actually saw that in M21 Limited. It seems really good, though. Seems like really good. Especially if you're like doing some like shenaniganery with bringing stuff back. All right, put a island at the bottom. I want them to play something here. I really just want them to play. That's totally fine. This looks pretty gross. Yep. Oron, Master Wizard. Or sorry, Tolarian Archmage. Scry 2. For our opponent. They are scrying top. That's gross. Unhappy. Severely unhappy. I think we actually just want to kill him, right? Because otherwise, he just causes problems for us, and we don't want that. All right, 3 to the face. Get a shock. To the face. Makes this guy a single mana to cast. They have nothing that they can deal with right now, and we have a big boy on the bottom. Yes. All right, so they're going to choose a card. Hopefully that card will not get drawn by the next turn. They will take 7. Theoretically, we sack this. Oh, no, those are only creatures. Never mind. If we draw a land, then and they don't have any way to deal with the Fire Emancipation, then we just kind of win. We could also, if we draw land, Fire Emancipation into like a Torbrand, which will make us do 9, 10, 11, 12. Felidar Retreat. That's a good card to have on the top. ECD going to get rid of the Incinerator. Seems pretty bad. I wouldn't cast that if I were you. Definitely wouldn't cast that if I were you. Just saying. All right. Gonna go ahead and sack the Incinerator. So it goes to the graveyard. All right, so didn't do the things that we wanted to do. However, we will go get anything out of our deck. See, theoretically, if we hit a... Okay, yeah, sure. Seems good for me, because that's game. That is game, my friends. That is the Fire of Fiery Emancipation. Thank you very much, and good night. Excellent way to win that game. They took away our big boy, we put another big boy, and we won with that big boy. Excellent way to steal the win. All right, those were the games. I had a blast playing this. Didn't take long to get to the 5 wins with this deck. I definitely consider this to be one of the better decks in the meta. I did see a bunch of mono red flying around. We saw a smaller variant of this, not a big red, a more of a small red, more aggressive. We did lose to it, but I think that with what I've been seeing with playing these, that's not a strong deck for the format because a lot of it is mono green, and those are just, you're not going to have the ability to win over them. You just can't get big enough, fast enough, unless that deck can get a lot faster and go lower a lot sooner before you can get the big stuff online. I don't think it's going to survive as well as like a big red thing. But otherwise, yeah, beware. There are a lot of mono green. It'll be your primary matchup. Probably want to tweak the big red deck maybe towards that, but we did do pretty well against it. We had a couple losses, but we had more wins. We had losses against mono green, and we saw a fair bit of variety. We played a little bit more than we needed for the video, just to show you more. But definitely love it. It's a great deck. There's a lot of synergy in there. Song-Mad Treachery, probably wouldn't play this. It's because even as a land that ETB's tapped, it's a little bit slow. So that's probably something I would cut. I might cut the Anax, but probably not. I really just think replacing the Song-Mad Treachery for something a little bit more impactful late game, like maybe something with flying, or maybe Hellkite, or a Leyline Tyrant might be even better too to get a whole bunch of mana. So I definitely say maybe Song-Mad Treachery has a better fit, or there is a better fit than Song-Mad Treachery. Otherwise, definitely take the time to play this event. It's a lot of fun. You get great art. It's fast paced. You know, you're casting a lot more of your deck, so it's a little bit more fun. So definitely enjoyed it, and I think you guys should definitely check it out. So thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, I think is what they say. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, you can only outlast as a sorcery. Cheers.